thought about how the government is trying to sue Texas, or certain people are trying, like the government, it's a war going on, how Texas is handling this border crisis. So I
Right.
started thinking, when I heard on the news, how could the government or somebody sue Texas? The government
Yep.
sue Texas. The government is going against Texas, the
Yeah.
state of Texas, for
Yep.
the way they're handling the border. I said, damn, they could sue. This is how they bring proceedings in the court. This is how they fuck up and ruin people's lives just by suing them. So why can't we find the motherfuckers to sue for reparations and slavery?
This is a
Or
good
did,
conversation.
or did Johnny Cochran find that shit and they offed his ass?
I think this is a really good topic, and I think I'm happy you brought up. I like the way that you sort of segued into it. So your question is, so that I'm clear, perhaps indirectly, your question is, who can Black people specifically sue for reparations if we wanted to go that route?
Yeah, like
All right.
we should
Okay,
be able to sue
that's a good
brand,
question. Good
a
question. Let
country
me
with generational wealth, somebody that has that generational wealth, that money could be tied back to slavery to now, we should be able to sue.
Okay. Okay. So let me. So I guess based off of your position, do you think reparations are good for African Americans that have a confirmed connection or lineage to enslaved African Americans here in this country? Do you agree with reparations?
Yes, I totally agree.
Okay. All right.
I totally
What
agree.
okay.
Because you're gonna get it back anyway. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't getting deported. Any bit of money we spending, if you know how the tax dollar is spent in this country, these bastards lie to you and tell you this bullshit, but pull wool over your eye. If $100, if $1 is taxed 6 cents 1,000 times in 1 year, that $1 just made more money. That tax percentage made more money than that $1. That's the business. That's tax. In layman's terms, people don't understand it. So if I
Yeah.
give you $1 and I pay tax on this dollar, but in that same year, this is how the currency is. They have more money. They have money to take care. We don't have to have a homeless situation. They bullshitting us, and this is the shit I don't like about
I
this
agree.
country. It
I
would make me
agree.
disgusted to be an American when a white man today that called me boy at work. So I know his lineage or history. He calls me boy at work sometimes when I don't catch shit. He be like, boy, you better catch this. But I don't really check him on it because he has seniority. He's the chief engineer. But at the end
Okay.
of the day, when he could tell me he's tired of being an American, when a white man could say they're sick and tired of what America's doing and what it's going through, then you know we got a motherfucking problem. We got a
Yeah.
fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So he said that to you. He's tired of being an
Yeah,
American.
yeah. He was
Okay.
playing around though, but he was like, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired of being American.
Yeah. I got you. Yo, Ak, what do you think about the whole reparation situation?
That's such a loaded fucking situation. When I hear that immigrants is getting like $35 billion just for just bum rushing through,
Bum rushing
and
through.
literally bum rushing through a country unidentified and getting their food stamps that I can't even get, you know what I'm saying, if I needed to, because they say I make too much money.
That's right.
Reparations financially is one way, but it's so much like the Native Americans. Let's say let's go with them. They get reparations. Jews get reparations. Whites get reparations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like a lot of people get reparations and blacks don't get reparations. And it's like when I hear about the Native Americans, and I got nothing against what they're getting, you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, you wasn't enslaved people, but yet you enslaved before you you started enslaving people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is facts. Same thing with Jews. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we just got kidnapped, and it's like, you know, I think that with reparations, we should be getting like stakes in Africa immediately. You know what I mean? For from the Continental, because it's like you assisted in us getting kidnapped. You know what I mean? Because back in the days, they had wars and they would fight tribes and stuff like that. And then next thing you know it, they would get captors and eventually they become family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But the greed of Africans in Africa, like anything for the dollar, you know what I mean? The guns and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? You helped and assisted the whites, the Spaniards, the French. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In taking us to the diaspora. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's
Yeah.
like so like in the dynamic of reparations, we should be getting a stake in the land. Like you don't hear nothing of. I hear a whole bunch of Umar Johnson saying a whole bunch of stuff about Pan Africanists, and everything like that. King Kong Constantine, and I love the brother. You know what I'm saying? I got him on my cell phone. I text him and just see how you doing.
Yeah.
And everything he's saying is right and exact. But I have not seen the African version of Umar Johnson. Africa.
And then in your estimation, the African version of Umar Johnson would be advocating for whom?
For us.
For Black Americans or
Black Americans, like
okay.
like how Umar is trying to keep the essence and want all of us to keep the essence of our African culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yet you don't hear that in Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they do speak that in Africa, it's not being spoken to or it's not getting in my algorithm for me to see it, but I don't see it. And it's like it should be automatic. Like when I remember when there was a big nuclear explosion that happened around Japan or something like that.
Yeah, Japan.
It wasn't Fukushima, but it wasn't Fukushima.
That's the one that I remember.
Yeah, but anyway, so like when it got to the point where nobody had, they just stopped talking about it. It's still going on.
Yeah.
And it's still flowing in the West. So like the West is already fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed about when it happened is that Chinese people came and got their people and brought them back home.
From Japan.
Okay. They came in ships and stuff like that. Like, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Rap, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Africans has never came back and got us.
Okay. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's never been a conversation about them coming out, except Gaddafi. Gaddafi went there. He was trying to make that currency real and everything like that. But it's just like, I just haven't seen that effort of reparations there. Financially, yeah, we need bread. Everybody needs bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you're still making us struggle, you know what I'm saying, to get the bread or say, come on, you want this reparation? Come on. Well, tell me why you need this reparation. You know the fuck why we need the reparation, motherfucker. Why the fuck are we talking about it? Why we got these guys, you know what I'm saying, these curly head fucking light skinned ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, like just talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need this because we need freedom and all types of shit. And this, goddamn it, that's what we need. What the fuck? You know why the fuck we need this shit?
Yeah.
And that's my take on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just that free school. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to pay for school. We shouldn't have to pay for healthcare. We shouldn't have to pay for, you know what I'm saying? Anything.
Right.
You should just be coming to us on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying, oh, now, well, you've been out here so long, stuff like that. How do we know that you're really African?
Yeah. So, or you mean how do we know more specifically? Not that you're African, but
that you're descendants of slaves.
That you are descendants of slavery. So,
ain't that a bitch?
It is. So here's my thing on reparations. I'm for endowments for Black folks, Black Americans, that would equal the playing field, so to speak, socially and economically. But what we don't need is Black
to give these
folks,
niggas $40,000 that don't fucking deserve it. It's gonna go buy a kid cocaine and do some dumb shit.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is to that point, Mo, what we don't need is Black folks that don't have any type of financial education receiving checks, to your point, Mo, for $40,000 or $50,000. Because then what will happen is and Dave Chappelle, you know, he explored this comically but appropriately when he did the skit with the reparations, and then they had said Cadillac stock went up. And it was a bunch of stuff. So we just don't need that, man. I would much rather see, you know, if reparations were to come to Black folks, I would much rather see a program that allowed Black folks opportunity, higher education for free, and not just, community colleges, but the
Right.
elite schools that their
Exactly.
ancestors helped build,
Exactly.
specifically schools like Georgetown, because there's evidence that Georgetown was built by slaves. So those type of schools, particularly those up and down the eastern seaboard, those, elite schools. The other thing too is I think black people should be able to receive an endowment for land, right? And it doesn't have to be acreage, but a fair parcel of land that that we could call our own and do what we want to do with it.
Right.
That um and then I think just being able to have access to economic programs that will help us sort of equalize the economic playing field is extremely important. But I
Yeah,
don't think that we need to be
they need to
receiving
teach us how to.
checks.
I'm sorry, I may cut you off, but they need to
That's
teach
all
us
right.
how to manage our money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They need to
Right.
teach us that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if we do get the money, we'll be. I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And what you mean? You're being alive because you're being set because you know what I'm saying. Yo, believe in money because money helps.
Yeah.
That's the game that they putting out there. But it's like all these motherfuckers are out here just getting rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because they're a victim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like our systemic of our society is horrible.
Yeah.
Look look where we came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And go back
Definitely.
and see that shit as an adult.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? We lived that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, people from other countries are coming in here and just like, I'm cool. I can't even get a hotel because they got it occupied.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I think listen, I think it's very important for us as a people to just recognize where we are in this sort of financial ecosphere, if you will, and not worry so much and stop thinking that the government is going to be sort of the saving grace.
Hell no, I ain't
You
gonna be the
you
saving
you
grace.
got to be able to figure it out on your own. You got to figure out a game plan that's going to work for you and your family, and then you got to just be able to commit to it and work for it. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree with you 100%. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not looking for a handout for them. I'm not like looking for white Jesus mentality, whatever like that.
Right. Right. Right.
But the comment or the discussion about reparations, is it due to us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we can't even in that dynamic of trying to do we're gonna do that with our families, right? We're gonna make
Right.
sure we try to have a good structure, a good loyalty program, try to help them out as best we can. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
But we can't even hang out for $5, man. Like we will scrap with each other for over $5, man. We will kill over $5. If a person got more money than the other person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
We'll pop each other for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know we had a conversation about this a couple of weeks ago, maybe last show or the show before that. Yeah. But I think that just goes back to, just the long-lasting psychological impact of slavery, of black folks being pitted against one another.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you can't be happy for your brother for, having more or having achieved something. Because right off the rip, you start feeling like the audacity of this nigga to have more than me. You know what I mean? When what really should be happening is, wow, he's achieved some level of success. I'd like to be there. Let me go up to him and ask him, how'd you do it?
Right.
How can I receive some level of mentorship and coaching from you? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's what we have going on in our neighborhood, in our communities, and amongst our people is a very interesting thing, and it's very tragic. And I don't know, man. I don't want to seem cynical, but it's a problem that we've been trying to fix for a very long time. I don't know how it's going to be fixed. You know what I mean? I think the only way it can be fixed is uh those of us that are positive, willing to help one another, and recognize the individual strengths and skills of one another, just being able to create this community of producers and recognize that we all sort of contribute to the success and long-term sustainability of one another. And you're not going to get everybody like that, you know what I mean? Because you get people with the nigga mentality, you know what I mean? And we know those people. So you just leave them out. Let them stay where they want to stay at. You can't save everybody. Everybody, that rocket ship that is meant to take off into the vast solar system of success and prosperity, that rocket ship doesn't have a seat for everybody. Some niggas gotta stay on Earth.
Yep, you gotta have raid for the roaches.
And you gotta have raid for the roaches.
You gotta have raid for these fucking roaches. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Always had a vision that it's gonna be, because I don't think it's gonna happen in our timeline. If anything's gonna happen, I don't think it's ever gonna happen in our timeline. I think we'll be dead by the time that happens. Maybe our great grandkids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might visualize it. But I really think it's about to be an epic civil war between black people and niggas.
Yeah. We and I think we talked about that last time, right?
Yeah, I really see it happening soon. Man, because it has to be something has to give.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, media keeps on putting these different types of plants to keep, like, you know what I'm saying, filling the bubble and keeping the bubble, like, you know what I'm saying, large and not being able to pop it. You know what I mean? Or somebody media wise success is a come up from us. I mean, it's good identification and representation.
Yeah.
But on the same token, like, it's not the come up that needed to happen. They've been trying to make sure that they have the cancel culture, the cancel the truth tellers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think it's getting to a point now. You know what I mean? You're gonna start seeing a lot. Like, in the next couple of years, you're gonna see some wild shit happen.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Listen, my position is, because I tend to be one of those people that I like to take the path of least resistance. And I think the path of least resistance and the path of the least amount of contentiousness and strife is the one where you just avoid people you can't trust, right? And then also just focus on the things that are truly important. And those things are being able to build a future for your family, right, build a legacy for your family, and create this sort of foundation of principles that when you're gone, your family can build upon. You know what I mean? And then hopefully, you know, if that time comes in the future where there's extreme volatility across, you know, our people in our community, you know, your kids know how to sort of, and your descendants know how to sort of, you know, identify the snakes in the grass, so to speak. You know,